Today, we're going to take a look at how to create an infographic in Smart Notebook 11. Here is an example of one that I have created for an upcoming activity that we are doing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through the process of how you use Smart Notebook 11 to create the infographic and then save it as an image file. So when we go to Smart Notebook 11, the thing I love about it is you have an open palette. You can pretty much do anything that you want. It's very easy to add graphics and text and things of that nature. So I want to go ahead, I'm going to recreate this example that we showed up here and kind of show you the steps that we use to do that. So the first thing I did to kind of create my titles is I went ahead and used the shape feature, and I'm going to go ahead and choose how I want to fill these in. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll use this color scheme, that'll be just great. And then I can go ahead and kind of put in my title area here, and then I can go ahead and add my text. And again, this is going to be a sample, so does color matter is going to be our title here. And so I'm going to go ahead and center this up. So again, the nice thing is with Notebook, everything is very movable and I can pretty much do anything that I want. The other great thing about it is I can then bring in graphics and content from other programs. So I could go ahead, create a graph in Excel, and go ahead and paste that on here. And that's what I have done in this example here. So I'm going to go ahead, oops, went to the wrong one. There we go. So this is an example of an Excel graph that I've copy and pasted over. So I'm simply, for the sake of time, just going to go ahead and paste the same one here. And again, I can resize if I want to. But again, any of the editing that I would want to do to this graph would have to be done in Excel. And many times, if we're collecting actual real data, we would want to enter that in Excel anyway. So the data is already there. You could create your table in Excel, create your graph in Excel, and then bring that over into the infographic, in this case in Smart Notebook. So then I could go ahead, and I also, as you see here, I could add in a text area. So this is very much like I did for the title, except this time I'm going to select my shape. I'm going to select how I want this to look. I'm going to make this one look a little bit different just so it stands out. And so now I can go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put this one in here. And again, same thing, I'm going to go back to my text and I'm going to put, what do colors mean? And so I go ahead and do that. And again, I can center this wherever I want, put it wherever I want. And then I can just start typing in the next area and keep it almost as two separate areas. So red equals power, black equals. And so you get the idea. I could then go ahead and create the rest of my, in this case, informational area. A lot of times with an infographic, you'll see a combination of graphs, pictures, data represented that way, but also text that's going to give you additional information. And so if we go back and look at the infographic that I created earlier, you can see I've just added another, box here where I've put some more text in. Again, I'm kind of adjusting the colors, making it look a little more visually interesting. And then you can see here where I've brought in some additional images. So these are just images brought in from the web. Found a picture of a package of Skittles. And the nice thing about that is if I find this on the web, I can literally go ahead and bring it in. I can right click and I can paste. And then again, I can move that around. I can change the size. If I want to make it look like the Skittles are dumping out, I can go ahead and do that. And so in the end, I can do all of these graphical things, bring in all of these images to create my infographic. And again, you'll see another Excel table brought in right here and some more graphics. The thing I do like about Notebook 11 is if I do need additional space, I can go ahead and say extend page. And now I can add more content. Just makes my infographic a little bit longer. So when you're all done, you've done everything that you want to do, you can also go in if you want to add in some of your own pen work here. So I could go ahead and take one of the pens and I could actually go ahead and do some of my own work here. So this was 47. Again, this is done with a mouse, so hopefully that looks okay. I could go ahead and add additional, work in there if I wanted to, add any other graphics that I want. But now once I've got my infographic all set up, ready to go, it's containing all the information that I want, I'm going to go ahead and go to File, and I'm going to export it. And I have various options, but I'm going to choose Export as an image file. So I can choose where this is going to go. I'm going to go ahead and choose, we'll go ahead and put it in my pictures area here. There we go, perfect. I can choose how I want it rendered out, whether it's PNG, JPEG, GIF, or BMP. I'm going to go ahead and leave it as PNG. I can also choose the size. So in this case, I'm going to bump mine up to a large size. And I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And now this has been exported out, so I not only have my original notebook file, but I have a finalized version. Whether students are using this that's what they're turning in, that's what they're printing for a project that they're doing, or you could post that to the web. So real quick, that was just a way to use Smart Notebook 11 to create infographics, and I think this is a great way for students, especially elementary students who are maybe using this program a lot. They can create interesting infographics on things that they are learning about. Thank you for joining us today.